Hello friends, welcome to lesson 2. We're still busy with general solutions. Now we are doing examples. Let's start off by taking sine x equals to 0.5. The question is, determine the general solution. Lovely. We're gonna make use of the Cos diagram. Remember, we've learned that in lesson 1. So if you missed lesson 1, please go start there and come back here. It's a very short lesson. Great. Let's go on and fill our Cos diagram. We start on the fourth quadrant, put C, A, as T. And remember, we have the reference there. We have 180 minus reference. We have 180 plus reference. And finally, 360 minus reference. Beautiful. Okay, all are positive here. Sine is positive, tan is positive, cos is positive. Let's go ahead and use this to help us solve the general solution. So what you want to do first is, you're going to take your calculator and punch this. Shift or second function, then you're going to punch the number after the equal sign. All right? That's going to give you a reference angle. And you will get 30 degrees. That is our reference angle. Number 2, you want to ask yourself this question. The number on the right hand side here, is it positive or is it negative? Well done. The 0.5 is positive. So we are going to check where in the Cos diagram is sine positive. We have two quadrants where sine is positive. That's the first and the second. Remember, first quadrant, they are all positive. So sine is also positive there. Second quadrant, only sine is positive. So it means we are interested in the first quadrant and the second quadrant. Beautiful. We are making progress. So we will do this. We're going to say x equals to. In the first quadrant, we use the reference angle as is. So our reference is 30. We'll go ahead and say 30 degrees plus. What is the period for sine? If you forgot, let me remind you, period. For sine, we have 360 degrees. For cos, we have 360 as well. And for tan, we have 180 degrees. You must know that. Great. So you're going to say x equals to 30 degrees, which is the reference on the first quadrant, plus 360k. That is the period. And then you're going to tell them what k is. K is the element of integers. Lovely. So that's your solution there in the first quadrant. The second solution, you're going to say x equals to, how do you write the angle in the second quadrant? Yes, we say 180. This is the one I'm using. 180 minus the reference. What is the reference? It's 30 degrees there. So we're going to say 30 again plus the period. I hope you're starting to get the idea, right? It will make more sense as we do more examples. So 180 minus 30 is going to be 150 degrees plus 360k. And you're done. You don't have to write k element of integers again. You've already told them that. So that's your general solution for sine x equals to 0.5. Example 2. Now we have sine x equals to minus 0.5, negative 0.5. Great. You'll go ahead and do what we did in the first example. You'll take your calculator and press shift or second function, sine off. Listen to this. Ignore the negative when you're trying to find the reference angle. Right? Ignore the negative. So you're going to say shift or second function, sine 0.5. Ignore the negative. when you're trying to find the reference. Remember that. Ignore the negative when you're trying to find a reference. Please remember that. So we're going to get 30. Lovely. Then we need to go identify the quadrants now. The number on the right-hand side there is negative. This is where the negative becomes useful. It's negative. It means you are going to look for quadrants where sign is negative because of that negative there. Okay? So we will go to the cast diagram and look for the quadrants where sign is negative. Since sign is positive in 1 and 2, it's going to be negative here. 3 and 4th. The third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So we're going to be working with the third and the fourth there. Okay. We're going to be working with the third and the fourth. Great. How do we write the angle on the third quadrant? We say 180 plus reference. So we're going to say x equals to 180 plus the reference. What is the reference? It's 30 degrees. Then you're going to go ahead and write the period. 360 degrees k. 360k. And then tell them k element of integers. Simplify. 180 plus 30 is going to be 210 degrees plus 360k. You're done. Move on to the fourth quadrant. You're going to say x equals to, how do you write the angle in the fourth quadrant? It's 360 minus reference. Well done. 360 minus, what is the reference? 30. Okay, plus 360k, which is the period of sine. Right? Remember, sine, the period, it has a period of 360. So 360 minus 30 is going to be 330 plus 360k. That's it. You are done. Those are the general solutions for sine x equals to negative 0.5. We are going to take third example. Example number 3. Sine 2x equals to 0.5. Now, pay attention to this. We have a coefficient of x there. We have 2x, right? So you'll go ahead and find your reference angle as usual. Shift or second function sine of 0.5 will get the reference angle to be 30. The number on the other side of the equal sign is positive. The 0.5 is positive, meaning we are going to look for quadrants where sign is positive. That will be the first and the second. Beautiful. We have the first quadrant and the second. Sign is positive there. All right. Remember the first quadrant, the reference angle belongs there. We just take the reference angle as is. But this time, last time we were saying x equals 2 because there was just x in front of the sign there. Now we have 2x, so we have to say 2x, not x. 2x equals 2. Then we go ahead and do what I've taught you. So the first quadrant is going to be 30 degrees plus 360k, which is the period. Then you go on and say k element of integers. Now you're going to divide everything by the 2, so you are left with only x. We are trying to solve for that x. When you divide, you must divide everything, including the period itself. So those are going to cancel. You have x equals to 15 degrees plus 180 degrees. See, that will be the general solution for the first quadrant. Now let's move on to the second quadrant. We're going to do the same thing. We will put the 2x, because that's the angle we have, in front of the sign, equals to. Second quadrant, how do we write the angle? It's 180 minus the reference. So we're going to say 180 minus our reference, which is 30, plus 360k. All right, and then we'll say 2x equals to, we're going to have 150 degrees. Again, we have to divide by the 2 so that we can be left with just x. So we have x equals to 150 divided by 2 is 75 degrees plus 180 degrees K. There you are. That is our general solution. What I wanted you to pay attention to was that we have 2x this time instead of x. Example number 4. We have cos into x minus 40 equals to 0.5. Beautiful. We are going to do exactly what we've been doing since example 1. We're going to say shift or second function cos. This time is a cos of what? 0.5. And then we'll get a reference of 60. Beautiful. The 0.5 is positive. So we are going to look for the quadrants where cos is positive. We are using cos now. For the first 3 examples, we've been using sine. Now we are using cos. So we're going to look for the quadrants where cos is positive. That will be the first quadrant since they are all positive. And the fourth, that's where cos is positive. Right. Go ahead and so it's 1 and 4th quadrant. Okay. First and the 4th quadrants. Remember, the reference angle belongs to the first quadrant. So we are going to say the whole thing here, the whole thing in front of the cos, we're going to say x minus 40 degrees equals to the reference angle plus the period of cos, which is 360 degrees. K. Then tell them K is element of integers. We need to solve for x. Let's transpose the minus 40 to the other side. So it's going to be x equals to 40. It's going to be positive plus the 60 plus the 360 degrees K. X equals to 100 degrees plus 360 K. Right? Then let's move on to the angle on the 4th quadrant. Again, we're going to start with the x minus 40 equals to 4th quadrant. We have 360 minus reference. So it's going to be 360 minus our reference, which is 60, plus 360K. Then let's go on and transpose the minus 40. So it's going to be 360 degrees minus 60 plus the 40. It was negative here. When it goes the other side, it's going to be positive. So you're going to have that. We're going to have 340 degrees plus 360K. And that is how you find the general solution. Beautiful. We're going to stop here. I think we've done enough examples. I'll come back with another lesson. That'll be some special general solutions, because when the number on the other side is a -1 or 0 or 1, we use some special tricks. So stay tuned. I will be doing that in lesson 3. Lesson 1, we introduce the curve diagram. Lesson 2 is this one. We're doing examples. Lesson 3, I'm going to be showing you those tricks. Okay, I will see you there. I can sign off. Thank you.